in South Florida as a moment ago, the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. Toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Got a man. It's the rookie Jalen Waddle. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what will happen? They'll flat out take over this game.
And some space here. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Gaskin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. And that deserves a couple exclamation points.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. To the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fields this way up at the 17. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. Pulled in at the 24. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Room here to run. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 37-yard line.
79 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. They run. This is Scarborough. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gain 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. That one goes for 8 yards.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does him no.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Grady Jarrett picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 91 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens.
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. 7-7, our score after one. 7-7. So on fourth down, the Dolphins' new punter for 2021, Michael Pilardi, on to punt. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that one goes out of bounds, and let's see here. They're going to walk this back to the 40-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Second and 11 now. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Second and 11 at the 41. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is taken in by Hurst. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. This is Scarborough. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll look to throw here. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
2 and now on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. We saw Tua Tagovailoa hit on some big ones in his college days to Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy. And that left arm, pretty underrated in terms of strength. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. He completes it to Ridley.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. They'll go with the keeper. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. So it was 2nd and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. 2nd down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And I
I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
They'll try and run it here. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for it.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Flush. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Returnable for Grant. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Tua now on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Being chased out left. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. They'll set up a throw. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And that's caught inside the 35. The Falcons gonna use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked out by Xavier Howard. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Under pressure, they got him again. Raekwon Davis. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. They get this out quickly to the left side. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They're able to keep the drive alive 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Now Scarborough. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Second and 10.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off, Byron Jones. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Tua's throw here taken in by Parker.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. This is Gaskin on the carry. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
A.J. Terrell coming up to make the play.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Looking deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
They'll run now with Gaskin. They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Tua going to throw.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Tua on 4th down.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin.
2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Dancing to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's third down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Pushes him over. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Right back to him on first down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Draw play here at Scarborough. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 15-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley.
And the Falcons are going to be set up with a first and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Sliding out of the pocket. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Buying time, and the pressure gets to him again. Christian Wilkins providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is indeed good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Parker. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
7 yards the pickup there. Working with a 2nd and 3.
Here's Gaskin. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's Tua. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Coup for the extra point.
And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score Falcons 27, Dolphins 20.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone. For a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick six hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick six. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 32 on the play.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. There's Fuller for a Dolphin touchdown. Will Fuller, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.